I'm Nyla, and we are here at the Lieutenant General Sir Deshpande Sahyadri Conservation Interpretation Center. The center was started in memory of Lieutenant General Sir Deshpande, who was our mentor, guide, and who initiated about 2.5 decades ago a conservation effort in this area. And there were all kinds of practices within the Western Ghats which were not aligned to ecological principles of the Western Ghats and the integrity of the Western Ghats. And through Lieutenant General's efforts and our team's efforts, we were able to bring protection to these areas, specifically Bhimgad Wildlife Sanctuary, Mhadei Wildlife Sanctuary and its ecologically sensitive zones, and then a larger area of 10,000 square kilometers, and that was called SESA, Sahyadri Ecologically Sensitive Area, which played a critical role in the initial years when the Government of India was trying to see how conservation could be spread to the Western Ghats. So we are here at the center which has been started in the memory of Lieutenant General Sir Deshpande to carry forward his vision and to work with especially with the forests and with the village communities which live with the forest, within the forest and in the surrounding areas. So this is part of the Sahyadri range of mountains of this area, and it's about 63 square feet. It's a basic hillock. You'll see that, it's a steep slope, and we thought it was ideal to create a kind of a model here because of the kind of terrain, because this is the kind of typical terrain that you see of the Western Ghats, and how best can one understand the forest, and because we are all living with the forest and within the forest, how best can we try our best to see that whatever engagements we have are in alignment with the ecological principles that are the ones that hold the Western Ghats. They give you the ecological services that the Western Ghats give to the entire range here and going beyond the peninsula. So basically this is an experimental site and an ecological site and an educational site. We do a lot of programs here, and we also have documentation. There's a lot of documentation that goes on, observation and documentation, and we work very closely with the forest communities of this area. There are about 21 villages, and we work with them. And another work that happens is we look at growing nurseries of forest plants and trying to encourage the local community here to grow local forest species. Our emphasis is also on growing what grows best here, which is tubers and a lot of wild fruits that grow naturally here. There are several grasses that grow here. There's a lot of study that goes on the grasses and the lianas that are growing here. We have a lot of lianas here on the site. So it's a slow process. We've just begun, and we are taking it forward slowly with the village community. Our emphasis is also on building a pollinator garden, because pollination is very critical not only for our cultivated crops but for our forests. What we've realized is that the weather patterns here are changing, and they take us by surprise. Like last year we had heavy rain. This year the rain has been more or less normal. But last year what happened was we had a profusion of what we call as invasives, because we never saw them before. There were a lot of plants that grew, and we were at a loss of how these came here, what we've never seen before. And then we tried to study the invasives, and we are doing a program to ensure that educating the people about invasives and trying to see how best we can tackle it. And that's a very important program that we are running in the forested areas, because as you know that Bandipur, Madumalai area. Although people were alerted, the forest department was alerted 4 decades ago by people who were doing research there about the lantana problem. The forest department did nothing about it, and now they're spending crores and crores trying to deal with lantana, and we don't want that to happen in our forest, and we are trying our best to see how we educate our children and our communities to ensure that they recognize what are invasives, what are not resident to the Western Ghats, and try and eliminate them. We have oro data, and we spend at least 3 to 4 times clearing oro data on the land itself, and we are still not able to control it. And it has come when there are others. Lantana is more or less under control. The Congress grass is almost negligent. But oro data is spreading in our forest, and that I feel is a great concern.